Talk with Adore
and Daisy.
Welcome back to another episode.
What's up, Adore?
Hey. Well, today we're going to do things a little bit differently. I did want to ask you a question. How's your mental health?
It is learning and growing every day. Learning and growing every day. How's your mental health?
Mine is good. I like to meditate, and as long as I meditate every day, I'm good to go.
And that's what's up.
So we are back again with another episode. We do have a few guests today. We got Breaking the Machine.
All right. We got Breaking the Machine, who's Ahmad.
Got Ahmad the poet. It's Bank to Bank.
And we also have another special guest with us.
Beaves.
All right. So let the people know what you do.
I have a property management company. I have a stock market consulting company, and basically just an investor.
A young black entrepreneur.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Do you do anything else besides your podcast?
Yeah, I got a clothing brand. I got a couple websites. I do a lot of just digital marketing. I run a media company.
Mm-hmm.
Just, promo.
And I put one label on what you're doing.
Motivational speaking. I speak at colleges and stuff like that. And schools and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Spank?
I host events and promote events. I throw events too. Yeah.
All these entrepreneurs are here. That's what I'm talking about.
Love to see it for sure.
Okay. Do you guys meditate?
I used to.
Used to?
Yeah, I just work out now.
Does that work for you?
Hell yeah, especially when I run. Hell yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I used to meditate. I don't really do it as much as I used to. I don't know why. I kind of fell off the process. But it probably was the most therapeutic thing in my life, just meditating. I mean, prayer is pretty good, but meditation is kind of like elongated prayer to me. It's like a long prayer. It's like a long self-reflection. But I don't know why I stopped doing it. I need to get back on it, though.
Do you meditate?
I never really tried. I just pretty much did yoga, or if like my head is spinning or stuff like that, I'll just pretty much go for a walk.
I've been looking into yoga. I wanted to do yoga, but I just didn't know where to go.
It's so crazy because yoga is good for the body. Like, it really teaches you how to move in ways that you didn't know you could move. And reason we was asking about meditation, I know they say prayer is when you're talking to the Lord, and meditation is when the Lord is speaking back to you. So I think it's important to meditate, incorporate that in your day. I don't do it every day, but I do it often enough.
Even if I do it in the car, I turn the radio off
and ride in silence. Meditation.
I do that.
So like, because it's like, okay, it's too much going on, and I feel like when I start having too much going on, my mind gets cluttered and it drives me crazy. So I turn the radio off.
For sure.
People align their chakras with yoga, or is that the wrong thing?
I don't know.
I thought people align their chakras with yoga.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I never heard of that. I started doing yoga when I first went away to school. That was like an elective, but I fell in love with it. So I started doing yoga outside of school. But like, I do it because the way it make me feel. But I also still go to church, so it go hand in hand for me.
Yeah, I gotta go back to church.
They got in-person church again.
Yeah, I gotta go back.
For sure.
You gotta slide in there, huh?
Yeah.
It's been a minute for me too.
Yeah, I definitely have a question. Do you think it's a difference on being raised on love and survival? So I did love via survival.
I see it every day at my job. Children that's raised off survival, they act a different way. And when children that's raised off love, they're very quiet and patient. So it's definitely a big difference. If you raised off survival, shoot, you're going to make so many mistakes because everything is survival mode. That's why so many people is going for the PPP. That's a survival tactic.
Sure. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at nobody that did it. You feel me? But I understood it. It's a survival thing. So, yeah, it's a big difference.
Can you tell the difference from somebody who's raised on love and survival versus survival?
Yeah, I can. Love, they probably, I wouldn't say more compassionate, but just more, like he was saying, like they more so relaxed and less eager than people that was just raised off of survival, because you got no other choice other than to survive. So you
That's
can't
so true.
Can't really go through. Well, you can't really go through and address those emotions that come within a childhood and stuff like that.
What about you?
That's crazy because I actually run this summer camp, and we was actually talking about marriage today, talking about marriage with some of the students. And one of the students said that he doesn't need love to be in a marriage. He said, if I love my kids, it'll work. He was like, I don't need to love my wife. And you could tell he's one of those students that was raised off survival. So it's like a lot of their morals.
Excuse me?
Exactly, yeah.
The love gonna get the children here, first of all.
Right.
Some of them got children. They didn't love the person that they had the children with.
Right.
Well, that's the idea.
Yeah, that's the idea. But, just for him to say that, you can tell that the way he structures life is a little different because
Was for
he
sure
was
off survival.
raised off of survival, So, yeah.
Yeah, people who are raised, I've dealt with a few people who have been raised off survival, and I don't feel like they have emotions. Like, they just living. It's like weird. Like, if they going through something, you almost never know. If something happens, it's kind of like you almost never know because it's like they expect it. Versus people who were raised off love, they act off emotion, they show compassion, they show that they care. It's definitely two different things, and it's definitely out here.
And you can definitely tell the difference. Ahmad, you said that if you were scared to lose it, do you really love it? Can you elaborate on that?
I mean, we was having that conversation with Courtney on the episode. I think it was the last episode we had. And I just didn't understand the concept of being able to let something go. And like you said, and if it's true, it'll come back to you. I never thought about it like that. I just felt like if you really love something, then you really just can't let it go. You got to fight until it's like gone. It's it's unrepairable. But I understand where you was coming from. And that made a lot of sense. But that was just the angle that I was coming from.
About not being able, like not letting it go if you really, really love it. Like, do you really love it if you let it go? What you think about that?
He said no. I remember seeing that.
Man, it's like
I know. I just want him to elaborate.
all right, what you just say? You said if it's meant to be a comeback. Man, fuck that shit. Man, I'm for real. I used to hate hearing that. It's like now I'm to the point, bro. You got to work it out. You got to work out. You got to keep going. It's like me saying, so I'm going to lose this weight. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. No, bro. You got to work at it. So if you love something, shoot, and you got to go for it.
Some people be like, shit, if I lose this weight, I lose this.
Bro, I swear to God.
If I don't, then it's meant to be.
So, no, I feel like meant to be is going after it. It's an action. So love is an action. So, yeah, you got to go. You got to go get it.
What you think?
Can you rephrase the question?
Do you think if you... The basic question is, if you love something, it's a phrase that says, if you love something, let it go and it'll come back to you. Do you really believe that you can let something go that you really love? Do you really love it if you can let it go?
Sometimes you have to love yourself enough to let it go for real. Because it's not conducive to your emotions, to your mental, to everything. So sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you gotta let
What
it
you
go.
talking about letting go, though? That you love?
I just said a phrase. I'm not saying it's a person. It could be a thing. It could be a business. It could be, you can let this go right now, and then it may just like you said, y'all took a break on the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But y'all came back because it was something you loved to do.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
but everything ain't meant to start over.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But maybe that phrase might not be for everything.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I'm just saying, like right now, I'm going through a situation like with my business. So I stop because I got too much going on. Hell no, I don't feel like restarting over. So I just gotta enjoy it.
But like your business, is that something that you wake up to enjoy to do?
Yeah, on the weekend. Yeah. Like I know I got a comedy show every Sunday now, so it's like why stop this? And I know this can be the biggest thing in Detroit.
I think that you should get back to it.
I am into it, but people like, you should slow down, finish school. Yeah, look, I'm gonna balance it, but I'm not gonna stop this because I know what this is gonna bring.
But why they want you to finish school? What you going to school for?
To get my master's in teaching, so I gotta take 2 more classes in the fall.
And you done?
Yeah, and then I might go back for leadership.
I'm with the people. You only got two classes.
Nah.
You way past the finish line at this point. So yeah, I'm with the people.
Yeah, but you got to balance because life is always going.
But take the classes online.
I am taking them online.
And still do Sundays.
I do. But, like, you know, I do got a lot on my plate, but it's about balance, you know, because I want it all.
Don't complain about what's all on your plate. When
I ain't complaining.
Goal is to eat. Is what I'm
not
I
complaining.
know you're not complaining, but I'm just keep that in the back of your head.
Yeah, shit, I know that. I get my ass up. Like, I got to go get it. I want everything. I want what I want.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But some people ain't going to see it like that. Some people just used to being comfortable. Fuck that.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Justin, you tweeted, "We were all raised different. Can't expect everyone to have the same morals and ethics as you. Gotta accept someone for who they are or just attach yourself to them." Can you elaborate on that?
Basically, I was stating that you just got to know individuals for who they are, and like I said, be acceptive of them or just remove them from your life. It's as simple as that.
How is it that simple? What if you love these people who aren't raised like you? Do you try and teach them? Do you try and mold them? Do you try to help them? Do you feel like... Because it's not that easy to detach yourself from somebody when you see that they're not living like you or not on the same page as you. So let's just be realistic.
It's not easy, but you could keep with guys. You could keep them at a certain distance. At a certain distance.
Guys can really mess with you, but not really mess with you, if that makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Females can too. Let's go there. Let's talk about it.
I have never got there yet. But I feel like it's easier for guys. So I understood your quote from a guy's point of view, but from my point of view, I didn't really understand that
because you're not letting shit go, huh? No. You're not letting it go if you
I don't go out without a fight. So like once I fought and it ain't work, then okay, boom. You know, at least I don't feel as bad because I tried. And I know it's not me, it's the other person.
You toxic.
She's so toxic.
Oh my God.
I was toxic in the past, but I took time out. I know y'all seen Spiritual Healing. I was alone. 100% alone, and I got my ways together. So I'm back, and I'm better now, and I'm not toxic anymore.
I just think, like, for me, once I get to a certain point with the individual, like, once I know who you is and that's not conducive to me or my lifestyle, that's when I know I could, like, keep you at a distance or just not fuck with you at all.
So are you, like, that strong to where it's, like, a routine for you? Like, all right,
I wouldn't say it's
figured
a routine
out...
because it don't... Sorry for cutting you off. Because it don't always happen. But when it do happen, it's just like, I don't fuck with you because you a fuck nigga. Or I don't fuck with you because you do this and that and that. I can't, like,
I agree.
Be around you. Like, for my morale, like, you got to be certain caliber of man to be around. I mean, be around me. I don't want to talk like that, but you know, you gotta have.
For real,
you gotta have those morals and those ethics. If you don't have that, it's just like you pretty much a loose cannon.
Mm-hmm. You don't want no loose cannon around.
You don't want no loose cannon. You gotta detach yourself from them.
Yeah, definitely.
As you get older, I think it is easier to detach yourself from certain situations, from certain things, from certain people. Like, you know what you want to tolerate. You know what you are going to... You know what you're not going to tolerate. So it's like, as you get older and you see people are not on what you on...
That's easy for me.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's easy now. Like, but when you still stuck in between picking and choosing your future and your right now, it's hard as hell.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that became easier for me because it's like I'm that type of person that poured into everybody in my life, and I had to reevaluate myself.
The people
like,
you were pouring into.
Yeah, like, you're not even pouring back into me. Like, you gotta go. Like, it's no hard feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I would still talk to you, but it just would never be the same. So, like, I feel like it's easy for me to detach myself when it comes to stuff like that. Like, because it's like, that drains you when you just continuously pouring into somebody, and you're not getting the same in return. That is draining, and that make you tired. Like, and it's easier just to let that go because who want to be tired for no reason? So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fact.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about earlier about when we talked about social media.
About
like how judgmental they are on social media. But I can't find the quote about what we said.
What? It was.
Remember you said I was watching this and it reminded me of you.
Oh yeah. It was you, Spank. You was talking about you said like when y'all first started the podcast, you was like damn near didn't want to post nothing, didn't want to.
Damn, how you know that?
Like I watched your podcast and I was telling Adora, I'm like, bro, this is you. Like you don't even know the type of platform you can build for people who, you know what I'm saying. You was talking about your views, like, man, I posted them and it was too many. Like, it was so funny because
I get social anxiety. I feel like when I'm too
and I get it. You like, bro, I don't really know. Like, it was too many people watching your story, but it's like that's a good thing. Like, and then she was telling me about how a lot of people criticize, like a lot of your followers really criticize you. Mm-hmm. But I had to tell her, like, a lot of your followers don't have their shit together.
No, they don't.
So it don't even matter what they saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the people that's watching you could really be touching people and building them up and giving them the courage to do certain things regardless of the naysayers, the 1 out of 800 that's gonna have something negative to say that don't even have their shit together.
You know where that shit come from? Like, growing up in the city, I'm from the west side. So, like, you know how the west side is, flashy.
Yeah.
Get money. So, like, growing up, you know, I ain't really had the hottest shit. So, you know, people I used to get picked on a lot. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So, it's like not the same people that used to pick on me and shit, looking at all my stories. It'd be like, that shit fake. You feel me? It's just like, niggas used to, like, really, like, spit on me. You feel me? Like, I know how it feel. Yeah. You feel me? And it's just
and you see them same niggas just watching. Like, what are you looking for? Yeah. What you looking for?
I don't know how you really feel. You feel me? Because
I get that.
Because I'm coming up a little bit, I guess. But, you know, it just be...
No, you're not coming up. You elevate.
Yeah, I'm elevating. I like that. Yeah. So, that's all it really is. That should be in the back of my head. Like,
but that's really what it is. Like, a lot of people really don't want that attention because all the attention is not good attention,
bro.
It's not. But when you are building a platform, you can't worry about.
No, you can't.
You can't worry about all that. Like,
you can't.
I was just looking at it. I'm like, I screen recorded a sentence. So I said, look at you. Because she is not a social person on social media.
I heard her say on the episode too.
Bro, I said, we got a whole podcast. We are building. You have to post.
I want the money over the fame.
And I'm apologize.
I be thinking it. I never say it. I just be like, all right, whatever, man.
Yeah.
It just be like,
it's not nothing personal. It's just like your personal preference. It's your own preference, and it's cool.
Cause niggas waiting for you to fail.
They are.
And you talk all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I talk too much. You feel me? I don't say I know it all, but I talk a lot. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And then you motherfuckers just wait for you to fail. Like, oh yeah, nigga, you say all this shit. What happened? Niggas waiting for you to fail on your downfall. Okay. So
they
it's just.
But you got to use that same field and build your fire, your own fire. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you grow. Mm-hmm. That's how you grow. They looking, but give them something to watch. At this point, like that's how you got to flip the script. Like give them something to watch, and because they're watching. You know what I'm saying? They gonna watch regardless, whether you doing good or not. They're watching. You see that? It's clear. You know what I'm saying? So
they gonna talk about you regardless,
and they gonna talk about you regardless.
And I'm not worried about what they're saying. I just rather not give them nothing to talk about. So I'd rather just be incognito on the internet.
Private life, best life, bro.
Yes, and that's me in real life. Like I was telling her earlier, like when your birthday come around and stuff, like I really be overjoyed by the things that I got. Why am I thinking like, okay,
let me show y'all
what I got for my birthday? Like some things, okay, because you might have thought you might have never got it. Okay, cool. But like I'm not about to sit there and post every gift that I got from everybody. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't
because you can't really enjoy the moment when you doing that.
Yeah, because I like to live in the moment. I learned that you really are really happier when you living in the moment. And I feel like some people are, they trying to impress other people, and that's not the image that I want to have. I don't have no problem with people that's like that. But that's something to keep up. You gotta wake up every day and figure out, okay, what I'm gonna post today.
And that's what it was for me. I don't feel like posting every day. Like, it's like keeping up. All right, one day I had this many views. All right, well, they probably look for something else to post. I'm not about.
And they are.
Man, bro.
You don't post, Spank fell off. He ain't posted that.
What? Like, that's what it was. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm an actor too.
Today.
So I'm an actor too. So I was like doing my own skits. Like, that was irritating. We gotta post something again. Like, bro, I don't feel like posting nothing this week. You know what I'm saying?
it's crazy because, like you said, people be waiting. They be
Man.
some people wait on your downfall, but some people be waiting on that.
Yeah.
They be needing that like, you know, people like you don't even know how many people you can touch with a podcast on some real shit.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know, like I didn't know, like, and it was like strangers just commenting, replying, and talking. I'm like, okay, well, let's keep going. Let's give them something else, you know, to watch. Like, so that's just how I look at it. I know Adora is just not a social person on social media, and I'm just like, when you said what you said, you was like, I don't know, man, don't post all that. I don't want to post all that. I was just like,
you should have a phone conversation.
Oh, God.
Hey, he be like, what? I'm like, hey, bro, I be tripping. Like, I know he be like, this guy tripping. Like, I be calling, hey, man, don't post me. Don't post me.
Like, I asked Justin, like, how you get so many retweets? And he was like, well, this is how you got to say it. Cause I feel like
I went and looked at your Twitter. I ain't see Instagram, but I did see your Twitter, and I did see like the powerful post, like even just off a retweet. It's social, like, you know, and people gonna come back on your page and see what you gotta say. So it's like you gotta keep that up.
But I feel like since you are such a tweeter, somebody in America somewhere is waiting. Okay, I'm waiting on his post today. Like they waiting on you to post. And if you ain't posting in hours, they not worried about you. They like, oh, he fell off. He ain't post today. Like.
Yeah,
That's what they say.
You got to learn how to use social media as a leverage tool to whatever you're trying to do. That's how I use Twitter specifically. I don't really use I use Instagram, but I don't really post like facial pictures of myself and like stuff like that. But yeah, like on Twitter, you create that engagement. You eventually start building those resources. To my surprise, just start gaining followers. I'm just like anybody. I'm just like anybody else. Not to say that I got a big following or anything like that, but it's shocking that sometimes to go on there and see it or to get reactions out of certain people and stuff like that. But like I said, use it to your advantage as a resource. Put out knowledgeable information, and just get the fuck off. That's what I use it for. Building your resources as a black man. You coming up, or you already there, just use it to your advantage. That would be my highest recommendation. You can leverage the shit out of that. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, how you coming on the internet?
Promote.
Yeah, well, I don't promote all the time. I rarely promote. But it meant a lot more to me.
No, y'all be posting breaking the machine all day.
Oh, you meant promoting ourselves? Yeah. I don't look at that as promotion. I just look at it as advertising.
Okay.
Like promotion, online when you say promo, it's like, hey, does anybody need promo? I do promo for $300, $500, something like that.
Yeah, no. So what you say it was advertising? I
look at it as advertising.
Yeah,
I'm advertising myself, but it's the same thing, promo advertising. But I cared about it a little too much, just because it's kind of like it was a large part of I wouldn't say my identity, but just what I did, because it was a point where I had like 700,000 followers on all my social media followings, and I had like over 500,000 on Facebook. But I ended up getting my Facebook deleted my Facebook took me down for posting this Dave Chappelle skit that was from Netflix, and I got flagged. It was some other stuff, but I lost like 500,000 followers in one day, and that was February 11th. And I went into depression because of that. I was just like, dang, I was making so much money on Facebook running promo. That's why I did all my promo. That's when I did all this stuff, and it was just like, I really had just to reevaluate life. Like I used to try to keep up posting all the time, like posting a couple times a week and stuff like that. I don't do that. I just post when I feel like it. Now on my personal page, like we drop the podcast every week, so I'll post every week. But it's similar to what you said. It's like the only reason we came back to the podcast is just seeing people's comments and people's DMs and stuff, or people actually love the podcast, people asking me for advice and stuff like that. And it's just like, that's why I started even doing the personal videos and me talking on social media. Like, I'm just like you and I'm just like you. Like, I don't like getting on social media. I didn't get a social media till I was 16. So I'm late to social media. I wasn't on social media, but I don't know. I'm good at it, apparently. I can grow a following. So it's just something that I can do. So it was just like, all right, I'm going to do it. But then once you get that large following, it does come with anxiety. Like you said, social anxiety. Like, just knowing that a whole bunch of people is watching what I say, And it's more so people that I grew up with, more so, people like my mom or something. Like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Like, I don't know. Everything gives me anxiety. Even being on the podcast gives me anxiety. Like, I don't never want to say the wrong thing, even though I can fully be my authentic self and never say the wrong thing. But, yeah, it's just doing everything perfectly,
And that's the thing. Why do people feel like everything you show on social media got to be perfect?
It don't.
It does.
Because social media paints a perfect picture. Yeah, everything is perfect. I mean, if you look on that motherfucker, I look on there every day. Everything look perfect.
Everything looks.
Everybody is only everybody gotta know perfect moments though. They might, after they show you your accomplishment. For instance, I opened a storefront, right? But after I opened this nice storefront and I showed you my large grand opening, and then, days later here they come like, oh, I had long nights and the contractor canceled on me and whatever happened. Like, they tell you after the fact. So it's kind of like not even a downtime, because when you was down, we ain't know about it.
Yeah, that it. I mean, like you said, social media paints the perfect picture, but everybody is human. You got to know everybody making mistakes.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but that on social media, that's not what they portray.
Not at all.
And
that's why I
feel
make
like
a million mistakes, and I don't post at all, but I've never posted a mistake.
I'm going to post my mistake today. I was just in the gym. Before I left, I was in the boxing gym. Now, coach, wait, hit it. I'm going to post that today. Me fucking up, then getting it right.
Okay.
I'm going to do that. That's a mistake, right?
Yeah, I said we about to start posting mistakes. We going to change the narrative.
Yeah. You got to. That's the only way like you said, that's the only way you learn. But yeah, social media, man, too much going on.
Yeah, so you also said respect the grind even with little support, the importance of it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the importance of it? When you respecting the grind even when you don't have a lot of support?
Well, I feel like grind and discipline kind of go hand in hand with each other. It's like if you can grind when you're not getting results, that means you're disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you start a good eating habit and you grinding on it, you're not going to see results right away. But if you keep doing it, that means you're disciplined. And if you're disciplined, you can apply that to pretty much anything in your life. So I think I don't know which specific video that came from, but if I had to give a guess, I probably was on the college campus doing that video. And yeah, what I was just basically talking about was just the fact that I was putting in so much work, but I wasn't seeing results from it. Like I had at that time I probably had like 125,000 followers on Instagram. I wasn't making no money. And a lot of people think followers equal money. It don't equal money all the time. So I was just like, dang, I'm putting in all this work and I'm not getting anything. And, my whole brand and what I push is just positivity. I'm not like academics or anything, no shade to nobody who does like the shade room or anything like that. But I don't post negativity on any of my blogs, on any of my platforms. I don't post negativity. Even on a slow day, if there's not a lot of positivity swirling around, I don't post nothing, So I don't get into gossip. I don't post about gossip and all the other stuff. I don't do that. But those people who do that, it's a lot more opportunities for them, But so it was just.
Yes.
It is.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was telling her about the podcast. Like, I watch a lot of podcasts, but I feel like
the messy people
I feel like messy people get way more views because that's what they want to see. Like, that's what people want to see. And I think that's crazy because it's like, I would rather hear something positive over messy because positivity gonna get you longer, get you a further way than being messy. But if you go on the internet right now, I could post like, hey, what's today? Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone's having a great day. Blah, 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 yada, 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 some positivity. I probably won't get no views. For instance, she posted a positive video today and only got 200 views. But on the regular, she going to get 1,000 views. I bet you if she said something messy right now, she's going to get over 1,000 views. Like, that's crazy how it works.
Yeah, because I ain't going to lie, with the city be doing that, like the rappers and shit be doing. I do looking at this shit like, look, at least I ain't the only one going through no dumbass shit.
It's entertainment, don't get me wrong. But I feel like people who are messy, they get watched more. Like, I don't know, it's weird.
And some people be messy just to get watched, just to get clout. Like,
yeah, we switched it up a little bit just so we could prove ourselves. And the more I would never say our episodes are messy, but like when we talk about guys applying pressure or dating somebody's boyfriend, we get more views than when we talked about spiritual healing.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that was a good episode to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know, people.
Yeah, you got to filter out the audience, and that's kind of what I do. Like, I wouldn't pay another platform to put our podcast up on something, or it's like I just structured it in a certain way that only conscious people and people about positivity is going to see the podcast. So that's why everybody who really watches the podcast is really about positivity, because my platform, The Ancestral Plane, it's like all positivity. It's all gems. It's all like just people just dropping knowledge. So when I post it on there, the people, I don't never tell people go follow my podcast. I just tag it, and then those who come, they're gonna authentically be followers, authentic supporters. I never tell people go do that. I just tag it, just so if you want to, you do. If you don't,
Right.
And that's how I keep the other people away, because I don't want to force you to check it out. And you're like, man, I hate this stuff, and then you give it a thumbs down. Like, no, I just want the people who are like, yeah, this is my type of stuff. Let me check that out. So yeah, I just you just gotta filter them out. Yep.
So we were watching another episode from you guys, and you were talking about tough love being toxic. Like, do y'all think that come from your household?
That comes from slavery.
Damn, all the way back then?
Yeah, it does. Just think about that shit comes from slavery, bro.
We wasn't being loved as slaves, though.
Yeah, we were.
They
In a
love
way.
the cotton pickers,
In a way.
huh?
Yeah, I don't know way. I'm trying to figure out how to. Can you help me up with this one?
Well, if you revert it back to slavery, it's like, the mother, she's teaching her son to be softer so he doesn't become that example, from the slave master. And then he's teaching her daughter to be hard as hell and to be independent. And that's kind of where this whole thing stems from. This, I won't want to call it a toxic environment, but it's just like backwards roles. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I see it a lot, just like what you was talking in the beginning, just with being raised off of survival and not love. Like, a lot of these dudes who raised off of that, they care about their homeboys more than they care about women.
For sure.
Like, they treat women worse than they treat their homeboys.
Yeah.
And it's weird to me. And that's probably the biggest identifier for somebody who's raised off survival. Like, they relate to their brothers more than they relate to women, or relate to their sisters, whoever. And it's just like they treat women like just, I don't know, like less than humans. Not saying I judge anybody, because, I got some partners who get down like that. But it's just like, I try to sit and build with them. But I understand how they, arrived at the conclusion. But it's very deep rooted. I would say
tough love toxic. Like, some parents think it's right to cuss at their child and shit. To talk to me in a type of way. Like, that's toxic. That's toxic.
It's like The Color Purple. I mean, I don't know how accurate The Color Purple was, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? The white man treating him bad, so now he gonna treat you bad. Yeah. And that kind of goes back to slavery, like you were saying. Like, the reason we treat them bad is because somebody treating us bad, so we gonna inflict it on the children, and then that's where the tough love comes from. So
yeah, I always heard that tough love. You want to give them tough love, man. What is tough love? That shit toxic to me. What y'all think?
What you think?
I agree. I agree with both of them. I agree. Tough love tends to, as man, we taught from a young age, get up, don't cry. That's a sense of tough. That's a sense
For
of
real.
tough love. So we not really.
Yeah, I'm raising my son like that.
We
Shit,
not really-
my 1-year-old fuck. Get your ass up. You're right.
We're not really.
Okay.
We're not really like taught like how to express our emotions.
Dang.
That's why y'all be 30.
Oh my God.
That's why it's hard to work in corporate. That's why it's hard for black men to work in corporate America, because we don't know how to communicate our
I
feelings.
agree.
Like,
I totally
that
agree
shit
with
hard.
that.
Yeah,
You
it's
feel me?
hard.
You don't. Even in the black community in general, we was told to shut the fuck up. For real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's not okay. You
It's
supposed to
not.
be able to communicate your feelings, what's wrong. But I do agree. Some, like men, they don't express emotion. It's like,
They don't know how though.
Nope.
They don't know
like
how.
Me? Do you like me? Do you like
You really got to talk to them like that. Do you like me? Yes or no?
Yeah, like we
Do
down
you
there
want to live
a
together?
retard.
Yes or no? Like,
swear
no,
to
for
God.
real. And that's crazy that definitely comes from your household, most likely. Like,
Yeah.
Or your environment in
or the
general.
environment. Yeah, your environment.
Yeah.
Period.
You down there retard. And you got to think about I played football, so
Say
In football, you most definitely getting that treatment.
you a retard. For real, like, don't get me wrong, football players making a lot of money, but in reality, they don't supposed to live in our society. There's something wrong with you.
I agree.
You feel me?
That's wild.
I'm too soft to deal with people like that because it's like I was literally raised on love, nothing but love. Like my mama showed me love all day, every day. Like I love you. How was your day? Like my mama was like that type of person. On top of I had my papa. I love you. What grades did you get? Like it was always I love you. I heard I love you literally every day. Like so that's all I know. So
I was starting to say that more to my parents. Like I love y'all. I love you. You know
I don't get off the phone with my papa or my mama my papa or my mama without saying I love. I could talk to you 3 times a day. I'm still telling you like that's because it's normal to me. It's natural. Like so it's like I probably don't even notice I'm saying it that much. But like people who not soft, I'm soft. Like it'd be like I'm sitting there confused. Like I really be confused. Like did I say something wrong but it's not me. Like they just don't know how to accept it.
Themselves. Yeah. You sound like my sister.
I was going to say, because if either one, I'm pretty sure that they've experienced this as well. If they came to their mans or their mans came to them with the issue, they probably was like, you'll be all right.
Man.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
A lot of my homies would call me the sophomore. A lot of my homies call me emotional. All my homies, bro, I be going through so many stuff. They be like, man, you always complain. I'm like, I ain't really complaining or nothing, bro.
I'm just expressing myself.
I'm expressing myself. Like,
I'm just trying to.
And that put me in the depressed. Like, I ain't want to be around homies. You feel me?
Can't talk to.
I can't
even talk to you.
You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like, that's what made me want to fight. That time. No, for real, because now
I want to fight because you're not even hearing me.
Now you're not hearing what I'm saying. Now you think I'm a bitch. You know what I'm saying? No, for real, niggas. Now they think you a bitch. Like, I had no bullshit. I had an ex-girlfriend call me that. I never got called out my name. My ex-girlfriend called me a bitch. You feel me? And it was like, because I always used to express myself. You feel me?
I want to.
But in my mind, I'm like, I'm not a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a man, but I just express who I am. You feel me? Like, it might come off like, this nigga bitch. No, I'm just telling you.
I'm letting you know.
Yeah, but for you to call me a bitch, now I had to fight your boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? It was dumb shit. That's something I did dumb. You feel me? All I did because you thought I was a bitch. So I want to go beat his ass. All because you thought I was a bitch.
And now I got to prove myself.
Now I got to prove myself.
Now I got to prove
Now that we didn't got all the way here, now I'm mad because now I got to prove
like people really would take your kindness and your emotions for weakness. It'd be like, I'd be able to catch myself like, bro. That's why I do boxing. That's release all that.
I think that was my problem, like growing up. Like if I'm like crying, people take it like you're being weak, but no, I'm not being weak. Like this is an emotion, like, and I'm showing my emotion. Like so now you got a problem with me showing my emotion. So now I got to turn up, like, cause it's like I think that just make you feel better, cause it's like okay, I was really trying to show you how I felt for real, but now you trying to take that and rub it the wrong. All right, now I got to be a whole nother person, like. Yeah. No one wants to be that when it's just simple as, let me express myself to you and we can go from there.
Man, I swear to God. When everybody was just, man, you always, something like, I don't know why guys be doing that.
Yeah, it's you got to like point out the conversation with your man. It's like, look, I want to talk to you for a minute about such and such, about how I'm feeling about something. Like my homies could call, any of my close friends could call me about anything, and I'm just going to be open and receptive to listening and hearing them. But not everybody gonna be like that. Everybody might hear you out and they might be like, "No, you okay?" I'll be like, "No, bro, you need to get away for a minute. You need a vacation. You need to go see therapy or something. You need to pray something. I'm gonna give you something actionable from our conversation if you're going through something."
And that's what a real friend is.
But now, mostly a lot of men, they do not communicate. Like that's why I feel like a lot of people are in toxic situations and they make it toxic because they don't know no other way. Like,
I don't know. I think it changed. A lot of men now is really into that. It's a lot of, you got to separate the two. It's a lot of childish niggas. And there's a lot of men. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. I see a lot of men it's more men, into the mental health than niggas. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, men are into mental health.
Yeah. But niggas.
Niggas. It's
just niggas. And that's all it's gonna be. You feel me? It's always gonna be like that. Good and bad. It's gotta be a balance. It's just gonna be niggas, it's gonna be men. I follow a lot of men that's like in their 30s and 40s that's really into mental health. Like you talk to people in their 40s and 30s, that's all I hang around. OGs. You feel me? Because it keep me up for the long game. And they all about mental health and emotions and everything. But you hang around my homies that's my age and younger, no.
So I seen a post on Instagram that said, finding yourself while you're single will have you single for years because you start realizing you don't have to put up with nothing from nobody.
Absolutely.
So, How true is that?
I ain't think about that.
Nah, for real. It'll have you single as hell.
You think so?
Yes.
Absolutely, I believe.
Yes. When you live in your day-to-day life and you realize like you don't have to put up with nothing but what you want to.
Dang.
Who's really gonna sit down and try and compromise with this young man about why he coming home at 2:00 in the morning?
Nobody.
No. Nobody. Nobody. I didn't look at it like that, but when they said all them words together, I'm like, find it. But they're saying that's finding yourself. Like when you find yourself, it's making it seem like you don't got to be with nobody but yourself. Like,
you feel like you can find yourself in a relationship?
Yeah.
I
do.
I think that you can, but I don't think that's conducive to the relationship. Finding yourself
In a relationship.
Yeah.
I think you find yourself in a relationship. I think that if you find somebody equivalent, if you find somebody that's equal to you or equal to your potential, you'll elevate. You'll get there. You'll get to yourself by trying to get to, be like what you want to see. You know what I'm saying? Like you see what you want to be like. So I feel like being in a relationship could help you get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know about being in a relationship and finding yourself, because a part of finding yourself, I really be thinking that you got to be alone. Because like I said, sometimes when you're around people, it's too much noise. So it's like too much. You can't really focus when it's too much noise. So it's like, that's why I think a part of finding yourself is being alone. So I don't think that I would be able to do that in a relationship, because I've only really been in one real relationship, like as an adult. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until I left the relationship to find myself. But like, I'm still finding myself. Like, that's the thing about growth. Like, the thing about growth,
yeah,
you gonna always find something else better to work on. Like,
right.
I'm not saying I'm just a horrible person, but like, I still got things that I can work on. So I don't see myself doing that in a relationship.
Working on it with somebody. So the reason I said yeah is because sometimes, like you said, people can't be alone. So if
I don't
they
think nobody should be alone.
If they find somebody who they feel like is they equal, or that's who they want to be with, or who I feel like they're gonna make that's because how do you really know who you are? You know what I'm saying? Like that might be who they are. They trying to make themselves the equal to this person that they are with. You get what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I said it could work. You could find yourself out being with somebody. Because they might be so alone and so afraid by themselves that they just get lost. More lost than what they was in a relationship. And I feel like if the relationship isn't toxic, then there's nothing wrong with finding yourself in that relationship.
Can you find yourself, like, in that person? Like, that self that you need to find is in that person you dealing with?
That's possible.
Because, I mean, I believe in soulmates.
I believe so. That's what I was about to say. Like, if that's your soulmate, you damn near you gonna feel like you found yourself,
because y'all become one anyway.
Y'all become one.
Yeah,
y'all become one. So I think you can find yourself in a relationship if that relationship is not toxic and that's your soulmate or your equal or somebody you feel like you want to be with.
Yeah,
it's gonna help you build yourself.
What do you think about?
I think it gets to a certain point where I feel like nobody really can be complete alone. That's just my personal opinion. As a man, being raised as a Muslim, we taught that a woman completes a man. A man can only get to 50% of his whole potential, and then the woman has to complete the other 50. So it's just when I feel myself getting to a point where I feel like I can't get no higher than myself, even though I have potential to get higher, but I can't see it, and the people around me is not going to identify it. Like, just feminine energy, period, is going to help you get better. Like, my mom, she's going to tell me some stuff that nobody around me is going to tell me. Like, my brothers won't tell me. But I feel like your wife is going to take you to that next level. She's going to critique you, and she's going to tell you what you need to work on that nobody else can tell you. She's going to see stuff
hard to hear that
nobody else can work on, because she's going to get a view of you that nobody else can view. And she knows the minute details. So she's the only one who's going to see the details that nobody else can see. Like, the way my mom knew my father is just like nobody else. So she knew everything about him. So it's just like, if you're married, then that's kind of the whole point to take it to that next level. I feel like no man can be complete without a woman, but that's just my opinion. And he can never be 100%. Even if you operating on a level that's above average and above the average man and you're doing great for yourself, there is another level to go to, because men really just, we have masculine energy and feminine energy, but a lot of us can't tap into that feminine energy. And I think the reason, like I put up that post the other week about earning a woman's respect. Like a woman can't respect you unless you give her something to respect. Man, I got almost like 100 comments of people telling me I'm a simp and all this other stuff. Like, I really don't care, because I don't know who reposted it, but it got like 100,000 views on my page right now on that reel. But I just feel like you actually need a woman in order to take you to that next level, because it's levels that you can't reach yourself in terms of that feminine energy. Because like you said, expressing your emotions and stuff like that, a woman can help you express your emotions. And it's not becoming like a woman, but it's tapping into your feminine side. Like a lot of dudes can, like you said, a lot of dudes can't say more than a couple words. But if you ask them to run down what happened, in last night's basketball game, they can run statistics down, they can run facts down. But if you ask them, how you feeling emotionally? They can't get more than 3 words. Man, nigga, shit, man. It's like, because they don't know how to tap into their feminine and express their emotional. But when it comes to this statistics and facts and stuff, like they can express, like, how much money did you make this week? They can express that. But how did you feel about that? Like, they can't get more than 10 words out. And I grew up around people like that. Some of my homeboys is like that. And it's cool. I understand that you wasn't raised, to express yourself in that way, but a woman will teach you to express yourself and teach you to get into those higher levels, of just being a human being. Because I think, like, we feel like being a real man is being 100% masculine and being a woman is 100% feminine. And in my opinion, that's not the case.
They not ready for that conversation.
They not ready for that conversation.
That's where I'm gonna leave that at that. But I definitely agree with you. But I am someone who was 100% alone at one point. Like, I kind of blocked the world out. Like, I wasn't partying. I was young. I wasn't partying. All I was doing, I used to have to be to work at 4 in the morning. I used to be asleep at like 10 o'clock at night. Like, phone on do not disturb, because I didn't want to be disturbed. Like, I wasn't going out for friends' birthdays. Like, I literally was alone. And it was lonely. And I feel like you got to be a strong person to, like,
do that.
And it ain't that. It's so many times I could have found myself to break, but I just knew that this wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to be able to complete that mission. So, like, I never looked at it from your point of view, which I never did find in myself with somebody or have my equal yet, like, in an actual relationship. So it's like, I never looked at it like that. So
somebody can't elevate you if you're not healed. So I think exactly what you said is right. Like, people need to be alone and they need to be by themselves and get themselves together. But it's like, when you heal and you get back on your feet and you elevating and stuff like that, you can only get to a certain point, after you've already healed and done the self-reflection.
Ain't that just discipline? Like, even if you still on bullshit, you ain't healed, and then you just be like, all right, bro, I just gotta get to it. Sometimes I feel like a light just should click in your head, like, all right, I just need to get to it. Because life gonna keep going. That's just how I feel.
But a lot of men lack discipline, especially if we talk about sexually.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
What you want to talk about? I'm just saying this because, man, we pretty much all. I'm gonna say all over the place.
Remember you said having morals, and every girl not gonna be able to say they touched you.
Yeah,
we can talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, just having those morals and not just be willy nilly out here with yourself and just not. I'm not gonna say if you're a man of a certain caliber, but once you reach a certain level, it's like you just not gonna just risk everything just to go and talk to and fuck with anybody.
Yeah,
that's just not what you're gonna do as a man. You're gonna try to reach out to somebody, especially if you're looking for like marriage and stuff. If you're just trying to bust a nut, then you probably will be just out here. But for the most part, if you're looking for a wife or something like that, you're going to like evaluate it. You're going to make sure she's of a certain caliber,
right?
And not just be slanging out here pretty much.
That's how I feel.
But like
My
you said, a
caliber.
lot of guys like discipline, and they're not that of caliber of men. Yeah. Okay, so they just slinging it out here, just trying to get a nut.
Damn.
And it's more to life than that, for
It's
sure. Because
definitely
it's like,
more to
why,
life than that.
if you this person and you all the way up here, why would you want somebody that's all the way down here to even be able to say they touched you? Like,
Because we're not thinking about it like
No, we not. We just
that. We're
want
They
not thinking
not.
about that. Yeah, we just get it's just pretty
Not
much
the-
that.
Let me get that and get out of here.
I know with mine not thinking like that.
You know.
He not coming at all.
I know you're not coming at
I'm just saying the old
I
me.
plead the fifth, man. I'm not. shit.
Not I plead the fifth.
I think it was a thing. Like when I was younger, it was the thing that hit the most
Yeah,
chicks.
it was a thing.
It was like a
That's-
game.
it was
And
a
it's
game,
sad to
yeah.
say it was a game. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
Man, shit, I got. What's your list looking like, shit? My list. I mean, that's how it was for real. It wasn't
That's
no.
funny. It really did used to be like that.
That's how it was. I got like, I had 3 this way.
No, listen, before niggas was even having sex, they was, how many numbers you get at skating? How many numbers you get at the party?
It was
Like,
always competition. It always been competition.
nah, for real. That's
So I
funny.
kissed 2 girls. You know what I'm saying? It always been
it.
competition.
And she winked at me, so that's 3.
That's 3. You feel me? It always been competition. So like, we were just out here doing
And
our
some
thing.
guys, you got to think about it. Some guys don't grow out of that.
No, you
That's
can get
facts.
stuck in it.
Some people get stuck in it.
COVID
But
slowed me
I
down.
feel,
Nigga sound like the NBA.
Hey, for real. I got scared. Like that's when I really like COVID. I was alone. I tapped in. Bro, I wanted to call girls and apologize. Like, bro, I'm so sorry. I did not, I ain't know what the fuck I was doing. I ain't know I was wrong. I ain't know I was a
that's the part
playing
of
with your
healing
head.
if you would have called and apologized. It wasn't nothing
Oh.
wrong with that.
I ain't know that. I was scared. Like, bro, I had called my homies. Like, bro, I don't feel bad fucking all these hoes and don't call them again. I do that shit all the time.
They was still on that.
See what I'm saying? They still
But I
stuck.
feel like that's a part of growth. How you saying you growing and you ain't coming out of that either?
You got
Because
to.
that's a part of being a man.
It is.
Yeah. But
I
you know,
go ahead.
I'm just saying, you young. I was like, you young in your 20s, they tell you go fuck.
Yeah.
Do they?
I ain't heard that one.
Man,
That must be.
Pretty
That's
much.
what they telling the guys.
I'm a bachelor, right? I'm 26. I'm a bachelor.
That's what they telling y'all.
Go fuck.
Oh fuck.
I'm not lying.
Well, we not telling you on the real talk.
I know.
Hello.
We telling
Let's
you-
be clear.
We telling you to elevate and be a man.
I got you. I'm on
Yeah,
it.
elevate and
So the next time we see you or talk to you, we don't want to hear that.
Oh, yeah, I'm a man now.
it's
But
not plead the fifth over here.
I had a quote. I had a post that I basically made about this, and I said, I think that every man from 19 to about 26 should just refrain from sex for a certain duration of time, 6 months minimum. Take that time to get to know your true self, kings. Basically, just
Okay,
take
then.
time separated from sex. Just focus on yourself, focus on your goals, get to know yourself, get to know what you like, what you don't like, your reaction, your conversation, your communication skills. Work on all of that as a man. Separate yourself from sex. Become disciplined. That's how you get kind of like discipline. And you could, like he said earlier, you could apply that discipline to any area in your life, whichever area you might need to improve on. But I feel like that's because those are like pivotal ages of a young man, 19 through like 26. Those are when you pretty much are just out here.
Yeah.
Just out here.
But the thing is,
They not doing that.
they not even on.
I mean, you
stage.
do that when we go.
They not even going.
You don't think
six
about it.
days.
We had droughts. Niggas want fucking back. Niggas had droughts.
Okay, but
So
your
they probably
drought
was-
made me a week.
No, I had like some month droughts.
But you looking at your drought as a drought, not okay.
Like,
I'm not
not
doing
as
nothing
a-
right now, so let me get myself
Facts.
together.
Yeah,
I
you know,
agree.
you talk about it's a drought.
I was about to say I went like a year and some months without having sex. That was probably one of the best years of my life because I got to learn the stock market. I got to learn all of these things that I
You
did.
elevated yourself.
Yeah, incorporated in my knowledge. And
I'm
stuff.
sorry, were you a free man when you did that?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, can you do? I don't think you can do that in a relationship.
No, I was
No,
saying
no,
free
no,
as
no.
in not
That's
as
if
in.
y'all,
You
if
can only do that
if
if
y'all
you're
on the
single.
same page.
But no,
maybe-
you can do that in a relationship. I heard Lil Durk say in the song, I told her something because I was fasting. She couldn't spend the night because I was fasting. I heard him say it in the song.
Yeah, when you
So,
fasting, yeah, like
you-
people, Ramadan.
Yeah.
You don't have sex during that time. You could be in a relationship, but I don't know how long
It's
that.
just a month. Yeah.
It's a month. Yeah. So
That ain't bad.
Say that John ain't that bad.
It depends on how
Small
bad
John.
your addiction is.
Yeah.
You said what?
I said it depends on how bad your addiction is.
Right, but that's like some people culture. That's like sinning. So
What?
like if they not supposed to be doing it for a certain amount of time. So like I guess it depends on the person and they culture.
And when you don't do it, you realize like how much energy and
you strong
and shit you putting into actually chasing these women and fucking, and you could be doing that within businesses and seeing, not to make it just purely about money, but growing your business or growing yourself, get to know yourself.
Your finances probably
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I
better.
agree.
You ain't lying.
Well, I do want to wrap this up, y'all. It's been real talking to y'all. I'm so glad that we had y'all breaking the machine. We got Beaves in here as well.
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot from everybody. Everyone, including you.
Yeah, I do too.
And I do think that people should take the time out for themselves, to elevate themselves, take time to meditate, take time to just be a better you all the way around. Like, and if my advice is to get rid of the noise.
Get rid of the noise.
Yeah, facts.
Get rid of that toxic and all that. What you say? All that tough love. We gotta love on our people for real. Cause look, when y'all said tough love, and I'm like, damn, my son fell on the floor, and a lady was about to help him. I'm like, no, he a boy. Tell him, like, get up. Like, that's really how we groom young men from babies. My son 1, and I had to think like, damn. So I mean, but at the end of the day, I do still always kiss on my kids and
right.
I love you. And how was your day? And, oh, you my best friend. Like, no cap, they're my best friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely like hearing me say that. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, because if a little boy cry too much, and they be like, you a sissy.
You soft. But
that's what they supposed. They're a kid. They're supposed to cry.
And they feel.
yeah. No, hey, look,
His knee hurt.
no, for real.
Yeah.
So I learned that today. I'm going, loosen up on
So the next time y'all see her, y'all can ask her.
Now I'm going to my baby. Oh, no, I'm just saying. I still ain't doing that, but I'm
It's all right.
I'm
loosen up.
Loosen up a little bit on the tough love.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that sums up our episode today. We appreciate y'all for coming out. And thanks for listening.
Make sure y'all tune into our YouTube, like, subscribe on our channel, RT, Adora, and Daisy.